Hey guys, Hafa Adai. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about Walmart Spark. I know I've mentioned it in previous videos that I've just uploaded and even some of my lives here recently about, what's going on with the latest goings on with Spark. And it's both good and still not there. Meaning there are still areas, still some zones that need work. Currently where we're at, my husband's in there doing a shopping while I'm waiting for him. And this specific store definitely has been cracking down. A lot of the associates, even for the regulars like myself and my husband and the other drivers in there, they are being consistent. They pay attention to the people that are going to the Spark registers, and that's number one. The Walmarts need to have designated registers for Spark drivers, because one, it just makes it easier for us as the driver, that we know that there's specific spots for us to go to and not have to wait in line to use the other self-checkouts. And two, it also weeds out, for the associates to know who the drivers are. So they can go over there, and even if the app doesn't say so, they can do random checks, random cart checks, and more importantly, random ID checks. Because this store where I'm waiting at right now, that's what they do. And most of the time the associates, even though they've done it to me a couple of times, even to my husband, they're apologizing, and that's very sweet of them. And I'm always telling them, I was like, don't. You guys are doing your job, and you're definitely helping a situation that needs to be fixed. And, in our home zone, even though I've talked to a couple of associates and they say that they're starting to crack down on it, and they've even, stopped some stealing and some fraud activity, but, there's more to it than that. It's not just the scammers, and especially that's mainly for in-store activity. That's for when drivers are going in to shop. I don't really see any changes when it comes to curbside. So, of course, they're going to shift. They're going to, adjust to how things are being done, and they're going to affect still curbside. And, I've seen in other videos and, recently and even in the past when this started to affect us earlier this year, and about jammers. I know for sure that there's something fishy when it comes to that, because there's one neighborhood Walmart that we do shopping at, and it's happened on several occasions, both on my phone and my husband's phone. When we get in there, and either right before we start shopping or even during the shopping, the app starts to glitch. It freezes, and we have to do a hard stop, and sometimes even a little bit longer than that just to get the app working. Sometimes we've even had to step outside. And this was with and without connecting to Walmart's Wi-Fi. So in situations, and this was recent, the most recent incident at that store, because we don't do it that often at that location, was over a month ago, when I was doing a shopping order, and just like before, all of a sudden, while we're in there, and my phone starts to glitch. I mean, thankfully, none of the orders were dropped or canceled or anything like that, because I have heard that even after they've accepted, hit arrival, and even started shopping, hit the start shopping, all of a sudden the orders disappeared. So, I mean, there's still a long way to go to be able to fix this, because even when sorry, got interrupted there because my husband came back, but he actually is back in the store to do another shopping order while I am doing this. But the whole thing with jammers, I mean, it is a big topic. I mean, the whole situation with the jammers, the scammers, the fraud, and bots. It's been such a heavy topic for too long, really. And, you know, on the upside, like I said, we're seeing changes. We are. And as I've told people, you know, who've replied to previous videos, or made comments, I mean, I am seeing changes, some positive moves towards fixing this situation. But it's going to take consistency, and it's going to take nationwide effort, you know, to be able to fix this. Because all it's doing is, you know, you fix one store, and what are they going to do? They're going to go to the store that aren't doing any safety measures. Or you fix one zone, and they're going to move to another zone that they feel they can continue over there. So again, it's a long and tough road, especially for all of us gig workers out here. And because Spark, it is a great app. We focus on it. It is the #1 app that we like to use because you can make money on this. And I think that's the reason why it's being targeted by scammers and, you know, people using fraud accounts to be able to make money. So coincidentally, yes, my husband's back in the store doing yet again another shopping order. But, you know, I've seen so many posts, I've seen so many videos of people trying to share their experiences. And, you know, a lot of the comebacks are that one big question of, how do you know? How do you know that's what they're doing? How do you know that, you know, that's 2 phones in their hand? How do you know that they are stealing? You know, but speaking for myself, and even for seeing some of the videos that are out there, a lot of people are talking from experience, from actual witnessing of some of these things that are being talked about everywhere, nationwide. I mean, I have seen several times, I mean, a handful of times, of people with multiple phones. I mean, granted, I've been in a store too with 2 phones, but I'm being very obvious about what my extra phone is doing, because sometimes I'll be using my husband's phone to record content. So yeah, I'll walk into a place with 2 phones, but, you know, I've witnessed people picking things up, you know, picking deliveries up, and show one phone to say, yes, I'm here for yada yada, and then they pull out another phone and they're saying, I'm also here for yada yada. And so it's a matter of actually witnessing some of these things that are being talked about, experiencing things that have to make you suspicious of what is really going on. You know, especially like I mentioned with this location, this specific zone that we come to, there are 7 different Walmarts, a mixture of super Walmarts and neighborhood Walmarts. And we've done shopping and curbside at 6 of the 7 in this specific zone. And only one store have we had that issue on several different occasions where the phone would be acting up. To the point where the very first time that it happened, my husband was actually in the store shopping while I was sitting in the car. And then all of a sudden, I couldn't even message him. And, I mean, that instance didn't last long, but it maybe just a few minutes. But he was having a hard time using the app in the store. He was trying to message me and vice versa. And then it happened yet again, but this time I was doing the shopping and it did the same thing, to where all of a sudden I couldn't use my phone. So, and I've looked it up. I've looked it up about, you know, just how hard is it to get a jammer, a device that can overload a cell service to where phones aren't unable to receive or, you know, have things going out. So yeah, I've seen them on Amazon. And I've even seen other people post about, yeah, I just looked it up a few minutes ago, and yeah, you can find something that can jam signals. Yeah, my husband's prior military, he's from his experience, yeah, if you're using a jammer, it's going to jam everything. But who knows? I mean, who knows what's out there in the market about jammers that, you know, have been set up just to jam certain types of phones, like Androids. I mean, that's what both my husband and I have. So I don't know. Like I said, a lot of what I share on my videos during the lives have, you know, majority of them has been just from what we've witnessed, what we've gone through. So, and again, as touching back on the upside, you know, I think that's the reason why, and even the workers in the store say, you know, and even other drivers, you know, they know that by, you know, meeting other drivers that they come to this specific store because of the consistency that the associates, you know, work on trying to prevent fraud and scammers, you know, checking IDs and doing random card checks, even if the device says, you know, it's not, that you're good to go. And I mean, in my home zone, they say they're doing it, so I don't know. Like I've said previously in another video, we don't see the large groups before, but we still see some of them still there. They're just not working in larger groups. So I don't know. I don't know, but ultimately, again, it takes consistency, but it also takes a nationwide effort to really do something about this. But the more drivers that are out there witnessing things going on, you know, report it to whoever that you can. We've talked to, you know, we're talking to associates, we've talked to news media and things like that, but in reference to the news media and even some of the agencies, I guess they just don't consider it, you know, to be a large enough problem yet for them. But just keep your eyes open, you know, stay safe out there. You never know who these suspicious people are and what they'll do to keep, you know, doing what they're doing and making their money. But stay safe out there, no matter what you're doing. Until then, adios for now.